Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio. That's a 10 by 20 inch canvas. This is some Color Art product, Indian Spice Gold. And I had an idea that I was going to spread some of it, but it doesn't seem to want to cooperate, so maybe I need a different gold. Let's switch. Let's see if we can get the Mayan gold to come out any easier. I guess I should have checked that first. Now, I recently posted something that I did by accident, just taking leftover paint and tipping it until it created what seemed to be a nice scape. And people liked it. So did I. So I'm just going to do some very accidental art with the colors that I've got. This is my Jasmine. This is a primary element. And I'm not expecting to keep what I'm doing now. I'm expecting to drag cards through it. But I'm going to use some of the new fluorescent. This is fluorescent magenta. Because I like the idea of combining colors that are close to each other, especially for smears. I want to flip that around. I think one more in the middle. I've got so many beautiful colors to choose from. I'm going to use some Alizaran Rose, which is one of the Vivid Intense, and the fluorescents are also Vivid Intense. Speaking of Vivid Intense, let's use some of this Parrole Orange. I'm figuring that no matter where I swipe through, there's probably going to be some unswiped marks. And if I swipe through without cell activator, it'll be one look, and if I swipe through with cell activator, it's going to be completely different. So I've got fluorescent red violet Vivid Intense, which is probably my all-time favorite color in the whole world. And that makes me want some blue. And I've got a couple of choices, but before that I'm going to hit it up with the fluorescent Periwinkle, because I'm a big fan of this new color. Not that it's coming out very easily, so maybe I've got a chunk in my tip. Usually I can just take those tops right off. And I think I'm going to do exactly that. I could definitely dot. It wouldn't make any difference. So there are very sharp tweezers on my Amazon link. And what I like to do is shove them into the tip and rotate them. And if it's a dry coat of paint, it usually adheres to the tweezers and comes right out. Because I think that's all that was keeping me from using the Periwinkle. I'm going to use some of this fluorescent blue, maybe sparingly. I kind of like that, maybe not so sparingly. And I was very enthusiastic to see this blue-green color. It's just so gorgeous. Of course, everybody I know loves turquoise. Yeah, that's gorgeous. I don't really mind how the Mayan gold looks now. It goes so pretty. It's so pretty with the purples. So before I get too more involved, I should probably just go for something or other. I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I'm thinking I've got Rhapsody Rose, but that's going to be kind of dark. Maybe a little bit of Chantilly lace, just to add a lighter feature, and it's so sparkly as long as it comes out, and it does seem like it wants to. Yes, I'm putting it everywhere because I like a little highlight. So there's my creation. I had this other color. I have a couple colors that I'm contemplating here. One of them is the Nebula Star. The other one is the Blue Black. That's the Vivid Intense. I guess we might as well use both since they're both handy. There's the Blue Black. Just going to put a little bit of that in. I want more red violet. I can tell I'm not going to be able to stand it unless I do that. But I am going to put a little bit of this Nebula Star, which is a primary element. As soon as I get the paint chip off my thumb. Now, do I really want the red violet, or do I want something shimmery like Wild Orchid or Indigo Violet? Indigo Violet might be kind of cool. I might do short bursts, chunky little squares or something. I still want the African Violet, but I'm not seeing it handy. There it is. I got it. African Violet is gorgeous. It's a Prizm pour. Hopefully we can get some out. I don't mind using multiple purples. In fact, that's using a bunch of different variations on the same color seems to be a really, really great design feature. Or whatever you want to describe it as. It didn't keep me from wanting more of the red violet though. Okay, well, a little more red violet never hurt anybody. Let's put this away. You can't beat the colors. I don't really usually feel, wow, that's long. I don't usually feel like I can make a mistake, so I'm fortunate in that. So I'm going to take my little acetate card, or this other one, which I've got. I kind of like this other one. It has a bevel on it. And I'm kind of thinking that if I put some, if I move my stuff out of the way, I was going to use the Oxo Omelette Turning Flip and Fold Spatula, but I think that's too wide for what I've got in mind right now. So I'm just going to grab one of my little, I like these corian dishes. I don't know if this is one, but you can find these in any church bazaar. You can find utilitarian pouring tools in any church bazaar. So I'm going to just take the beveled edge and I need a scrape dish because I'm picking up more paint than I'm affecting with my cell activator, which is, by the way, Australian Floetrol. And Amsterdam Black. And I do intend on finishing this canvas off, even though it's a matte black canvas. I will finish it off with some, I've got a couple of choices, but the Minwax, this is clear gloss. And if you have a lint-free rag, and you do a very thin coat, you can do several of those coats. I want some yellow. Wow. Okay, so it's going to be a choice. I think it's going to have to be the Tuscan Sun, because I like the idea of combining the Vivid Intense and Vivid Fluorescence. Now I could add dots afterwards. to give the same impression of having that yellow in there. Who knows what this is going to be like. At least I didn't lose my swipe card. I'm really tempted to try a different small card. I know the Vivid Intense and the Fluorescence both sell well, but I'm not putting an awful lot of pressure on my card yet. It's going to be different. Maybe it's time to try and play with one of my acetate tools. I've got a few, to say the least. Let's try this one. There will be, as long as anytime I use these acetate tools, there will probably be a link included to get you to the tool tutorial. And if you don't find it, you can always ask me and I can add it. I can give you the link and then I'll add it under the video. And I appreciate your help. That's nice. Kind of like that. Maybe I'll do both. I'm going to do it again because I got the best cells I've seen so far from that. So I put it right in the middle. And then I blew it out a little bit. I do like the idea of swirling around, so maybe I should start at this other end and make a spiral someplace here. That is probably best served by this other tool, which is larger and more round. Maybe it should be smaller. I've got a smaller one. Oh, yeah, I thought it was the one I stepped on, which I can't bring myself to throw away yet. Now I could also put white in here. And that might be fun to play with at least once. White on top of the black, Australian Floetrol and Amsterdam white with the black. So much easier to navigate S-curves with that than the others. I'm really liking this. It was basically my today's art therapy. Oh, those cells are nice. And those cells are nice. Maybe I wish I'd started with that. So I'm going to take that extra paint, put it right down there. And then maybe I do scrape off my colors in between every time. I don't mind the white in there. I don't think it adds much either. I can't tell if that's the white cell activator or if that's the Chantilly lace. I'm going to do it again just in case I can tell the difference. So I'm putting like a third as much of the white as I am with anything else. Oops. I don't mind dripping. Sometimes drips are cool. Now I can also take my acetate tool and drag little marks through if I so desire. I'm not sure what the point would be because I kind of like what I've got anyway. I should just pour back into the canvas what I've got. I'm not sure how much further I want to go. Maybe I'll knock that bubble out and see if dots make me happy. Dots are easy enough to create just by bouncing the paintballed end of a skewer, which if you don't have, you should, because it's an invaluable tool. As long as you like dots or spirals. And lots of times the paintball gets put on there because I made spirals. Yeah, I really like the dots. They seem to add something for me. And I like the black against the other black, and they will be two different blacks when I'm done. I do need to wipe that off in between. I didn't think I was going to put any spirals in, but I just put one little tiny one in, and I kind of like it. There I am, using up all my time again. I've got 3 minutes to tell you guys I do sell my artwork. And you can see examples of what's available for reproduction on fineartamericapixels.com, and you can find those links on my link tree underneath Show More, along with my Amazon link where you can shop at no added cost to you and find all the stuff that I think is cool. And this is just too much fun. And if I cared very much about not adding any color to my areas that I'm stealing paint from, I probably would wipe off my skewer in between, or my paintball end, whatever you want to call it. So I'm probably just going to keep right on doing what I'm doing. This time I'm going to wipe it off. I like the little accent colors. I haven't done anything quite exactly like this for a while. I like this. Another spiral won't kill anything. I'm glad I added the Tuscan Sun Prizm pour. If I didn't say it was a Prizm pour. There is a % off coupon code for Colourarte and for Pixel Paint Designs underneath the video. Colourarte can vary between 20% and 40% depending on the time period and the sale possibilities. I'm loving the little cells I got, decorating all those pieces. I also like the parts that aren't celled as well. I often think when I do stuff that's similar to this that it reminds me of dragons. But I'm a dragon lover anyway. So far my paint's not too sticky, so I can basically steal whatever I want from wherever I see it. But I think I'm going to call it good. I'm still tempted to add the paint in my dish. That is scraped off right there. And right there, if you don't tell, nobody will know. So, am I done? I could keep playing with this for a while, no doubt about it. But I think what's going to happen is I'm going to give you a shimmer, if there is such a thing. It's mostly going to be the, did I add any of that? The sparkling aqua? I don't remember doing so, so maybe I didn't, but I definitely added gold in the beginning. I'm probably going to keep on adding some spirals. Please give me a thumbs up when you share my videos. You help me out. Your comments keep my morale boosted, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. I post at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time most days. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Please check out my link tree for all the things on there, including my websites, and maybe our art storefronts will be there. Who knows? It could happen. That looks very busy from up here, but it also looks colorful and fun and like a party is happening, which is pretty typical of a lot of the stuff that I like to do. But those cells are gorgeous in there. And I can't wait till this is done. After it's done and dry, I'll take a picture, but then I'll have to wait till it's good and dry and add the gloss varnish, which is not going to be very glossy until I put like a lot of coats on. So check out my Amazon link for my 2 books, Because I Can and Unlimited Possibilities. Know I love you guys and thank you, and I appreciate you for your comments that keep my morale boosted. The PayPal icon on the bottom right hand corner of my YouTube channel banner will allow you to make a donation if you'd like. Spring clothing under the video, Society 6, The Gallerist, all places you can have my art reproduced.